Hello, you. Welcome back. I've been waiting for you. Anyway, we are still in episode 1, series 3 of the Whiteboard Game. Chris and I, Frederick, are going through some musical highlights from 2025.
Hi. That's it.
Okay, that was Chris. If you forgot what you sounded like. Do note this is part 2 of this episode. You don't necessarily need to listen to part 1 first. There's not like any narrative you're missing. But for the sake of chronology, you might prefer to do that. What I'd say.
I'd agree. For the sake of our view count as well.
Yeah, just listen to. Actually, if you listen to both like 20 times minimum, a day for the month, that would be great. Cheers. Anyway, let's crack on. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. So we are halfway through. I am guessing Chris's number 6. I thought this was a band that you have been fond of on various occasions. Headed by everyone's favourite racist.
I didn't know I was. Oh.
This, I thought, was the Smiths. Got, Patty and Alan, all of them in there. I said the Rush and the Push.
Mm-hmm.
Like get what you call it, like an eye rhyme or a visual rhyme instead of an actual rhyme. Like they look like they should rhyme, but they don't. I said 1988. I said alt rock. I thought maybe we've had such highs with the Smiths in the past that we were on our downturn with the Smiths.
Oh, bold of you to assume.
I said depreciation.
Yeah. I will give you. I'll give you 3 points.
Okay, thank you.
And I'd like to say that it is not 3 holistic points. It's 2 points plus 2 half points.
Oh.
I've given you a half point for the title.
Okay.
And a half point for the genre. I wouldn't consider this alt rock, but it's close enough for me to deem a half point
is it
worthy.
Jangle pop? Is that what
I've put indie pop. But jangle pop is also a valid.
Why is that so long?
It's a Morrissey title.
They say that to me all the time, by the way. They all say that.
They being.
You too can find out. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, the Smiths. Fred is right. I do have a love for the Smiths. We'll go into that. The full track title is A Rush and a Push and the Land is Ours, which is amusing because that's not how he says it. He says a rush and a push and the land that we stand on is ours.
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
Up to you, Morrissey, whatever you want. Indie pop, as I say, it's more poppy than rocky in my opinion, but at the same time, I think I can acknowledge the rock elements of it. It is alternative music, I suppose. I'll give you a half point. 1987 is when it came out. Now, I thought it was amusing that you said depreciation because it's quite the opposite.
Yes.
This is an album that rose dramatically. Firstly, I'll speak about my love of the Smiths. I've never spoken about them on the podcast. I'll leave it quite brief. I don't think so.
Yeah.
My main point is just that I always consider the Smiths to be my first love when it comes to like rock
musically.
Well, no, I suppose they're not inherently rock, but like because I was quite into when I started listening to music for myself and stuff that I started really getting into. It was more hip hop sort of stuff. And it was at uni where I had a big Smiths phase, and that really helped me get into other stuff like Radiohead and Blur into quite a bit of time. And I really got into The Queen is Dead. Their debut self-titled is also amazing. I'm more of a self-titled guy myself. But the other 2 albums, Meat is Murder and Strange Ways Here We Come, I never really sat properly with. I did like Meat is Murder. There's a lot of good tracks on there, but I think the ones that I didn't like to an extent that it
pulled
affected how much I felt about the album. The main Offender is the last track off of that album, which is the title track off of it, and
which I have listened to, and I do get it.
Yeah, it's very it's Morrissey trying to be very sort of he's very if I say meat is murder, I think you can understand his sentiment. He's very sort of
passionate.
About veganism and the like. And I think that passion comes through within the song, but as a song itself, I don't think it makes it a very good one. It's misguided, I would argue. And so that album's never really done much for me. In strange ways, I don't really know. I just don't think I've ever really sat down and listened to it enough to really appreciate it. And it was sometime at the end of last year where I sort of thought, I haven't listened to the Smiths in strange ways in a long time, so I'll go back to it. There's some songs off of there I like. I remember liking some of the stuff, and I think I could do with appreciating it more. So I came back to it, and yeah, it's now sitting high up on the Subtopster.
There you go.
I mean, the Smiths are a band who don't have any bad albums, in my opinion, at least. I think if you like their sound, then you'll like most of their stuff. I think they were generally pretty consistent. And I chose A Rush and a Push in the Land Is Ours because it felt like it captured that feeling of rising dramatically. It was a song off of here that I have gained a lot more appreciation for upon re-listens, and that is why I used it. It's a great song. It's got a very sort of airy intro, sort of quite a bit dreamy. And then those drums come in and you just sort of, you're just starting jiggling and you're going, whoa, what's going on? Whoa. It's not inherently groovy, but it's in some sort of pocket, is maybe what I'd say. Some great songs on there. Paint a Vulgar Picture I love. I think it's very, in my opinion, very well written, and I think it's an interesting, not an interesting perspective, but maybe a perspective that you'd want to be told about how labels treat artists.
Oh, cool. He does like a song about that kind of thing, Morrissey.
Yeah. And then the perspective a lot of on that is sort of being the idea of an artist dying and then the label's reaction to that. What do they do?
Cool.
You got to release deluxe versions. You got to, there's quite a nice lyric in there where he says an extra track and a tacky badge or something. I think that's quite potent. I'm not massive on a lot of the stuff he did after the Smiths, Morrissey.
Spent the Day in Bed? Come on, man. What a banger.
It's nice, and First of the Gang is decent.
Gang,
I think Suede Head's nice too. But I just think lyrically, in that, especially later Smiths, I think he was in such a flow state, is maybe what I'd say. I think he was great, and I will always love the Smiths. There you go.
I say he likes a song about that topic because I think I said this to you recently. I think, frankly, Mr. Shankly really had a period of growing on me. I think it's a fantastic song.
It is.
It's a lot of fun. But then again, I think I'm just always swayed by, because I'm listening to it going, this is a great song, and then I go, I like this because of Johnny Marr. That's why I'm enjoying this. Yeah. The lyrics in that are quite good, though, to be fair to him. I didn't realise that you wrote poetry.
Yeah, they're a great duo, just, right place at the right time sort of thing, I think, for both of them. Yeah. Your next one.
Yes.
This was a familiar one.
Good.
Because... Now, see, I owned a Nintendo Wii, and I don't remember this song, so I don't think it's inherently for the Wii.
Okay.
I thought it might have been for the Wii U. I didn't have the Wii U. I thought it might be. I'd like to think I made the sensible guess in terms of composer.
Okay.
I guess Koji Kondo.
Okay.
Because I believe it. I said Mi channel theme. That's generally what I remember it being for Wii U. Guessed as well. Video game music / I suppose like a post term to add to it, a bit like how yacht rock has been purpose for the same sort of thing. Fruitager Aero, 2010. I was trying to remember when the Wii U released, and And I thought this would be a good shoe-in for something that inspired Idio Twin.
I'm going to give you 3 points.
Okay, thank you.
The composer bit has troubled me quite greatly. It's been very difficult to find who made this.
Oh.
I don't know why. It's been really difficult.
Most mysterious song on the internet.
Well, as I'm talking, I'm going to try and do my research as well to see if I can get anything more conclusive.
Do you want me to take over the chat?
Yeah, just for a brief moment.
I can speak about Fruitage Aero stuff generally. I mean, yeah. I know it's an aesthetic you have a large affinity for. It's not something I feel gravitated to as much. I appreciate it as an aesthetic. I do think it is interesting. And I think it's good that it's sort of like a retroactive appreciation for that sort of thing. So I respect it in that regard. I just don't have as much of an affinity for it as I know you do.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I am correct. I have put it in question with it in brackets with a question mark because I wasn't sure, but I am correct because a lot of sources just cite Nintendo as the composer. But I think one of their leading figures is regularly this chap, Kazumi Totaka. This is the Mii editor music from the Wii U.
It is for the Wii U.
It is absolutely from the Wii U. 2012, I've got ambient new age Fruitage Aero. This is an inspiration for Idio Twin track.
Thank you.
Take 3.5.
Where's the half point coming from?
You said it was from the Wii U.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that's enough of a...
Yeah, I did say channel theme as opposed to editor, I suppose.
I think that's enough of a skilled answer to deserve an additional half point.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is one of my favourite in my rotation at the moment because someone has made a YouTube video of this looped for about 10 minutes. But there's something magical about, I think, the music Nintendo makes. Well, because it's like meant to be background music. It's meant to be incidental. But it's we all know the meme one. We all know the dun 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 dun. You see, we all know it. But the fact that it has got as much fame as it has proves that there is something beyond just existing incidental music, and I think you can stretch that across all of the music these guys make. It's just for a game. It's just meant to be for different menu screens and stuff, but it's all genuinely very good, harmonically and melodically in particular. Really, 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 really good. I do recommend finding the 10-minute video of it because it's so well written that, and it loops every 30 seconds. It's not a long melody, or every minute or so, I don't know, but it doesn't get dull. And I've listened to the whole 10 minutes so many times now, and I'm still not bored of it. It just doesn't, I can hum you the full thing, but it's great. There's something inherently peaceful, I think. And it is, I know you've spoken about it before. I think you did. I think you spoke about this utopic, utopian virtual stuff.
Oh, yes.
There are these aesthetics that I think we in particular, our generation, have nostalgia for as being what we heard growing up. And then it comes with imagery of what we saw growing up in movies and films and television and marketing. Marketing in particular, I think. Because we just turned the century. And so everything's to do with the future and bright colours. And, we're in the perfect ending now, guys. We're into the 2000s. Of course, we've since learned that this isn't the perfect ending. This is the bad ending, but it's fine. Fruitage Aero, I've spoken at length on this podcast about what it means to me. I've kind of just given you another insight. It's peace. It's harmony. It's a lack of problems. It's the sun shining so bright, the water never being so clear, a place that you wish you could live in. The future we were promised is the phrase people use. And things like all the different me and we soundtracks and stuff have become synonymous with it. They're definitely part of the Fruitage Aero music canon, along with seminal pieces like Lise by Takeshi Abo. A lot of Japanese game compositions on there, actually, now I think about it. I suppose Japan musically with the electronic stuff has always been quite futuristic anyway. So that helps. If you do your research and you like the aesthetic, this is a great piece of music to go with it. Why has it inspired Dio Twin? You'll find out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 3.5 points for you, Chris.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I mentioned Utopian Virtual when I spoke about James Ferrara.
Yes.
At one point. And yeah, I think it's quite a similar aesthetic. The sort of, as you say, a future we were promised. Is a good way of putting it.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many different aesthetics from this time period. There are some I've never even mentioned before, but they're all... You got, what's it, utopian, like, or scholastic, something like that, where it's all about the way encyclopedias and stuff were styled around the 2000s. That's cool. Maybe we'll get into that another time. I don't know what soundtrack that has. I'll find out. But anyway, you're number 7. Was a strange lady. She made me nervous. She did make me nervous. I didn't know who she was.
Yeah. She has that effect on you. On me as well.
Oh, didn't know she made music. Joking. Joking. So I didn't know who this was. So I just tried to put a name. Tried to have some numbers. I said a lady I haven't really listened much to, but that I think has made fun music, and this sounded like fun music. I said Jessie Ware. I said Let Me Know When You're Lonely, which again... Maybe I have to. I don't know. I said 2010. Just tried to find a year in the middle of some viable years. I said kind of future funk, but also Europop, but also dance.
Yeah.
I said you had surprising enjoyment when listening to this. You enjoyed it, but a surprising amount.
I will do. I'll give you... 2.
Gus? Yeah.
And I'll give you 2.5 points.
Ooh.
Maybe that'll even out the half point that you gave me before.
Okay. Thank you.
This is by... I don't expect you to know who this is. I didn't know who this was.
I famously know very few women, so...
We don't see much of them, so... we rarely get introduced. But this is by a woman called Roisin Murphy. She used to be in a band called Moloko. I say in the 90s. This is a track of hers called Let Me Know. I'm giving you a half point for giving me twice the amount of title that I requested.
Okay, fine.
Maybe there's an element of the genre as well, but at the same time, I think there's probably quite a few things you could put genre-wise.
Yep.
But I put new disco. I think that's the one I'm leaning most on.
Okay. Yeah, disco's a good shout. Yeah.
The album this is off of is deemed electro-pop as well. So, yeah. 2007. I just had it as a song I didn't get the chance to talk about.
Yeah.
The main reason for that being is just that I used it as sort of like a reference track for the new single that we put out.
Oh, sweet.
I heard it on, I think it was one of those Rate Your Music chart videos, and they were counting down the biggest songs of 2007. And,
my favourite year.
Well, to be fair, it was a good year for music, I must say.
Well, yeah, you know that for a fact now. You've watched the video. So.
And this was on there, and it caught my ear. So I listened to it more, and I really like it. And I thought it was a good fit to base some of the mixing choices on it, because it's groovy, it's very danceable, and I wanted our song to feel danceable.
Yes.
So you base how it sounds off of... Pardon me, I have wind. Off of...
we all?
Off of that. So I used it as that, and that was the main bit. The song itself, again, I mean, it's, I was going to say what you see is what you get, but it's sort of, that only really works for you because you've listened to a bit of the extract. How would I describe new disco? I mean, it's like disco, but more, I don't know, synths, more risky production, arguably. I mean, the production on this is very, very clean. I think she was a little bit like Bjork, where she had like one producer who she worked with, almost all the time, basically.
I think that's what creatives dream of. That kind of relationship you don't need to change. You just trust each other.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, very fun. I mean, it's a lyrically, it's not. It's a love song, basically. Let me know when you're lonely. What else could you infer? Yes, Roisin, I will let you know. Yes.
I will.
Yes, I will. What else can you infer from that? It's got quite a fun music video. It's in a diner. I think it well reflects some of the feelings you get from the song and the vibes of the song, in that for most of it she's just dancing around the diner, arguably weirdly, but I think it's like at least from my opinion, it's in a very sort of like charming and like comfortable with one's. Okay. You've won
Roisin back there with that.
That was the main point I wanted to make there, is that she doesn't come across as weird in the video.
I promise. I will contact you. I'm sorry.
And yeah, that's most of the video. And then the video ends sort of, she just slumps down into a chair and she gets given her food, and she puts her hand on her chin on her hand, sort of like a tired resting sort of thing. And I think, don't really know what it necessarily infers, but there's certainly a vibe associated with that. Certainly. You put in energy, and then I just got very tired all of a sudden.
That's
and
okay.
I couldn't really explain what I meant, but it's a good music video.
Yeah.
You should watch it. A good song. I haven't listened to the album, and I'll endeavour to do that because it's fairly well rated, and I really like this song. That's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll let you know, Roisin. I'll let you know. The closest equivalent I've ever found to the Beach Boys telling me to send in a letter with my favourite vegetable on it.
Hardly comparable.
Yeah.
I showed some minimal amount of attraction. That is all that was.
I have shown significantly more attraction to Brian Wilson than no offence, Roisin, but like Ms. Murphy.
You've only just met. You can't expect it to feel such attraction when you've only just met.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna.
Maybe if you had a greater interest in vegetables, we could talk. But
Your seventh one.
Yes.
This was a very pleasant surprise.
Yes.
Would you believe if I told you I have met this artist in person?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, I have.
It's Leon Tilbrook. No.
This is a musician called Elfi.
Yes.
Who we're good friends with.
Very good friends with.
Musicians.
Very good friends.
Do you know someone I don't?
Well, no, we just gigged with her a few times, haven't we?
Okay. Well, you were closer than you let on there?
No closer than you know.
Okay.
More than you believe. More than you believe.
Well, much like yourself, the title of the track is called Good Guy. I think you're a good guy.
Thanks, man.
We've been friends for so many years.
We have. That's true. That is true.
I put synth pop. It felt synth poppy. From what I gauge of a lot of her songs, it's a retro sort of aesthetic of 80s sort of thing, which is cool. I put 2022. I don't know when she released this, but I put that again so that I'm sort of hedging my bets of it's within the region of 2025.
It is, yes.
And I said this was a key musical moment of 2025, primarily being because she performed at the first show that we organised ourselves and put on, and it made the most sense that you would attribute that to this
He has genuinely said everything I was going to say. There's actually no point in me explaining it. I'm going to give you 4 points because it's actually good guy lowercase. No, it's the first 5-pointer of the day. Congratulations. And what a sweet one to get it on.
Yes,
someone that we actually know.
That's true. That would be quite embarrassing if I didn't, to be fair, I think. Wouldn't it, really?
We have heard this song in person at least twice, maybe.
Yeah.
When I was... The key musical moment, it was going to be an Idiot Twin gig. Well, let me go through it. It is Elfi. She is a lady from the Netherlands.
Yeah, Dutch.
She's Dutch. She currently resides in England. And she does a lot of music. And she is a very good friend of the band. And we've done 3 shows with her now?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, we got Theatre Ship, Cargo Rooms, and Water...
The one that we put on ourselves, the Water Rats, It only takes 3 goes at us, guys, and you're very good friends. Very easy to impress, but also very easy to unimpress. I'm looking at you. I actually have no examples to give. But, person listening to this that hasn't come to a gig before.
Yeah, show up. It is called Good Guy 2025. I just put pop. I know one Tom who'd be very happy with that. But synth pop also valid. 2025, about 6 months ago, is what YouTube told me. So, and this is a key musical moment from last year. For this category, I was always going to choose something from an Idiot Twin gig. I was genuinely this close to trying to find To the Left. I was this close to trying to find it.
Quite funny.
But then I thought to myself, it probably would make more sense to do the gig we hosted last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we're doing key musical moment.
Oh, yeah.
Idiot Twin's first ever job at organising and hosting its own show. And I think it was a valiant effort. It was at the Water Rats in King's Cross. We were joined by 3 artists featuring Leon Tilbrook, Mr., as we like to call him.
Mr. Majerison. Which isn't totally inaccurate if his last name is Majerison.
It does happen to be that. If you are listening... I don't know if I say his first name. He doesn't put it on any of his social media, does he? So I won't.
Mr. Majerison.
If you are listening, Mr. Majerison, then let us know that. I'd never actually asked. And his very cool band and a very cool bassist in particular. What a guy. And Elfi, she's lovely. She's lovely. She's a very good chat. She's very good friends with us. She supports us. We support her. Always a pleasure when we discover... not through our own doing that we are on the same set list kind of thing. Like at the Cargo Rooms, we went, Elfi's there. And we did have a moment of, will she remember us? And then she did. And it was like, oh, cool, nice.
We actually make good impressions.
Exactly, amazing. Yeah. And that's when we did discover that the sparkly boots are a USP. It wasn't just a one-time thing. Every single gig, big sparkly boots. She was very cool. And it was a night that I will remember fondly for a very long time, just because of how much of a statement I think it was.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
With the first time in anything, there are things to refine, right? And, we discovered that.
Yeah.
Which is why we went to the Theatre Ship this month. And it was amazing because we refined it. So we'll keep going. We'll keep putting on our own stuff, constantly a learning process. But of course, you never forget the first of anything. And Elfi was a big part of that. And I imagine that she will remain a big part of Idiot Twin's future as well.
Please.
So, because we like her. She's cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
Big juicy 5 points. Congratulations.
Cheers. Again.
And thank you, Elfi.
Yes, thank you for contributing to a key musical moment of our 2025. Again, I think if I didn't get 5 points in that, I think it would have been not necessarily embarrassing, but I would have had words spoken to me at the next gig, perhaps. You say that, but I think she's so nice. I can't imagine her saying anything, unless you are one of the men that do end up as one of her song topics. I can't imagine. Yeah. Anyway. I think you have used this topic by now, haven't you? Have we seen your didn't get a chance to talk about? That was your last one, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the last one. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. So I can't get 5 points. But I'm not a cheater, so I'm not going to change it. I do think I know who this is. I think I recognised it. Which is not to say that I've listened to really anything by this band. But I do think I recognise it. I think it was Alice in Chains.
I don't really know anything more than that, other than they have that album with like the glowing jar on the front of it.
That's an EP, actually. Did you know that?
Well, now I do. But that's quite literally all I know about this band. I think the word alone was mentioned, so I put that. So 1993, that felt like a good ballpark. I said alt rock or grunge, bit of gothic rock in there. I felt just a tinge.
Okay.
And I have put didn't get a chance to talk about it, but obviously that's gone. So yeah.
3 points.
Oh,
good answer.
Thank you.
It was Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. They're like, imagine you took like Pearl Jam.
Yes.
And made them groovy.
Yes. Pearl Jam is a good
Alice in
shout.
Chains.
Yeah.
It's mainly it's the grunge vocals, you know, that classic Seattle accent we've come to know and love through the 90s. Kurt Cobain, Eddie Vedder, and in this case, Lane Staley. The song is called Nutshell. It is one of their biggest songs, song off of this EP. Grunge / alt rock is what I would have given you.
What's the EP called?
Jar of Flies.
Jar of Flies, I thought so. Yeah, thought so.
1994 is when it came out. You were a year out. But still within the range. And this is the Joker because I have been getting into them recently in this year. Not last year. Pardon me. And I've been heavily enjoying them. I've had them not recommended to me before, but people I know who like them a lot, and I've had intrigue from there to sort of go, okay, well maybe they might be interesting. And it was very much so after listening to that Failure album, which was called Fantastic Planet, which is, I feel like a lot of people don't consider it as grungy as I do. So I've been having a little bit of a grunge phase recently. And Alice in Chains were the band that really caught my ear because I was just sort of like, it's grunge, but it's groovy.
Yeah. And
it reminded me of, I haven't listened to it, but I can't remember what band it is. It might be Primus. But they have an album that everyone considers like, oh, this is like funk metal.
Funk metal.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you know how these two completely disparate things that you can't imagine being put together? Yeah, no, that's this album. And that sort of reminds me...
Stevie Wonder screaming down the mic. Yeah.
And that sort of reminds me of this, not in so much a way of it's so disparate, but I think that's really, at least for me, where the appeal is with their stuff. It's grunge, but it's groovy. Groovy grunge, you know.
Groovy grunge.
I don't feel like I can dance to Nirvana, but I can dance to Alice in Chains. I can do that. The song itself is actually incredibly depressing.
I'm sure. That's the other thing I probably already know about Alice in Chains. Very depressing.
That's the thing with them, is I'm like, you know, I want to be like, oh, groovy. Have the stank face, you know?
Yeah.
And then Lane Staley starts singing, and you go, I can't have any face but despair currently. Yeah. He was, for those who don't know, he was someone who was very troubled with addiction, whether that was substances or maybe alcoholism as well. I'm not too sure. It's mainly substances, and that persisted throughout basically all of their
just read the lyrics.
Their timeline.
My God. Wow.
And this is the thing, is he's so incredibly... He wears his heart on his sleeve in like every Alice in Chains song. He's so incredibly honest and upfront about how he deals with his addiction. I think, do you know, it feels almost poetic that this song is called Nutshell, because it is his entire struggle in a nutshell. Just incredibly difficult. But the more that I hear about the band and him specifically, he sounded like someone that everybody loved. Someone that everyone had a lot of respect for. And do you know what? I sort of think about, I don't know if people consider them the big grunge three, I think people often associate like maybe 4 or 5 bands as being like peak grunge. But I'm thinking, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains. You could put Soundgarden in there too, but I'm not going to, mainly for the fact that I know that the lead singer of all 3 of those bands, everyone considers them to be really cool people, basically. Yes. Just honest and very good people. Which is quite incredible when you think about it. Unfortunately, Mr. Lane, Mr. Staley, he passed away in the early 2000s because of the addiction. He was never able to overcome it, unfortunately. But his legacy lives on. I think they do still tour and make music. Very talented ensemble, very in pocket. And I'm looking forward to listening to more of their stuff because I've enjoyed what I've listened to so far. I've listened to too much happy music. I feel like maybe I need to get back into the depressing stuff.
I actually haven't considered what this year is for me. Last year was the year of happy music for me in many parts. I don't know whether I'm going to. I've yet to find out. But yeah, don't make yourself depressed. Don't do it.
Listen, they're good songs.
Feels good, man. I'm going to keep doing it. Feels good.
Well, that's the thing with a sort of band like that. I think it's maybe you can compare them to the Smiths in that you can sort of listen to it and enjoy the music and get a happy fulfillment out of it. But you can also appreciate that the lyrics can be incredibly depressing at the same time.
Yeah.
Those two things can coexist, as many bands have proven, Alice in Chains being a very great example. So there you go.
Very well put. I have no joke to make following that. Very well put.
Very hard to make jokes after that, I feel. Although it is my Joker
extract. Come
on! But, that's about as far as I'm going to go jokes-wise, I think. So, I will move on. I found it very, very hard to gauge anything from your next extract. It could be something very obvious to me. This is your number 8.
It is my number 8, yes.
But I had absolutely no idea. And I think my very peculiar answer
demonstrates
will demonstrate that. I mean, maybe it's Blonde Redhead. Maybe. I'm not going to change my answer. But I could see it being mainly from a point of it's you, not from a point of, it sounds like them from what I know. I've gone in a very different direction, though, and probably leaned too heavily on it. This sounded inherently Japanese to me. Yeah. It sounded like it wasn't of a Western creator, I might say. And my guess for who it is isn't reflective of who I think it is necessarily. It's just Japanese. I think they're Japanese.
Yeah.
Artist who you have used at some point, so I thought maybe you've gone a bit deeper. Hal Cali.
Yeah, let's go.
Chips.
What a banger, man.
I think the lady singing said meaningful movement at some point, which I thought was quite a nice phrase. I've put Shibuya Kai just because I thought it was Japanese. And it's like the Japanese indie rock. It's such an all-encompassing term. I put indie pop as well to stay safe. 2016, No Real Reason. And I said that this might have been a disappointment again. I thought that I think I labelled it towards the end of labelling all the extracts, so I don't have any basis of putting that as my answer.
Now you put me in an awkward position here, Chris.
You can give me 5 points if you want to.
I fear it's closer to the opposite.
You can give me a donut as well if you want to.
Let me just check very quickly what everyone's favourite expert on genre says, and by that I mean rate your music.
Shibuya Kai.
I will use that to influence my judgment.
Manifest it. Shibuya Kai. Shibuya Kai. You can't see it, but I'm wiggling my fingers over Fred's laptop.
It's quite intimidating, actually.
Trying to manifest it's saying Shibuya Kai on Rate Your
It doesn't say Shibuya Kai. It doesn't.
Does it say indie pop?
It does. So I'm going to give you a point. I'm going to give you a point. Even though I myself disagree, I'm going to give you the Rate Your Music benefit of the doubt.
I disagree.
Independent thought on the Whiteboard Game in 2026? You'd get shot for that in parts of the world.
You mean to tell me you have an opinion?
Yeah, crazy. Stop resisting. Anyway, so you don't know. One thing that has been said a couple of times in this is you don't know.
Do I not know?
What the female singer of Blonde Redhead sounds like. Now
Okay.
you do. This is Blonde Redhead.
Cool.
It's called This Is Not. From the year 2000, not much has changed.
Sake.
But it's underwater. And your great, anyway, art rock is what I put, but I'm going to give you indie pop. Because Rate Your Music has said grow up, and I've said fine.
I think knowing what their sound is sort of like, you don't want to call it indie pop. I feel like that's the...
I think my issue is I'm putting it in context of the whole album. And it's just not, it's not a pop album. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not.
This is not.
This is not pop. Very good. But as you correctly predicted, if Blonde Redhead were to come up in this game, it would be Vivid Listening Experience, which it is. This is, I suppose if you had to pick a track off the album and call it a pop track, it would be this one.
It was very poppy.
It's the synthiest, I'll give you that. And it's interesting that you say, you know, Shibuya Kei sounds like a Japanese song. She is a Japanese lady. It's one of the things that makes the band so fascinating, and that I think it is a Japanese lady, and then I want to say Italian twins.
Cool.
They might be
you
twins.
said it was an Italian man before. I didn't know they were twins.
You've got the both instrumentalists. One of them sings, and then you've got this lady as well. And I don't know any of their names.
Very cool.
I'm afraid, but because it is, as I've said before, only really this album that I dig, which is off Melody of Certain Damaged Lemons, which is, I think, speaks to the strangeness of the music you're about to listen to when you do this album. As I have tried to say, the couple of times it's featured now, actually, well, I only really spoke about it properly last time because I tried to bluff you the first time, but it is so indescribable what it feels like listening to this album. It's so odd. It's got that sort of slight Swans effect where there's a bit of like fuzz around the recording, and so it feels almost a bit otherworldly and sinister.
Okay.
I think sinister is the best word I can use for this album. It never jump scares you. It never sings about anything so horribly oppressive like in Swans, or anything as depressing as Alice in Chains, like you've just spoken about. But there's something evil about this album. I think also the artwork helps. It's red, and it's all their faces, and they all look a bit strange.
Yeah, that does look quite demonic. Yeah.
But honestly, such a unique experience. This album in particular, I will keep recommending it.
Okay.
I think she has probably one of the most Marmite voices I've ever encountered. Because she opens that first track, which I used in the intro game. And the instrumentation, the instrumentation of the whole album is incredible. But that opening track, really interesting, and you're grooving with it, and then the first time you're listening to it, suddenly her voice comes in. She goes, "Lying on my back, I hear music," and you're going, "Oh my god, have I got to put up with this for 40 minutes? You're joking." But then give it another couple of listens, and that opening track hits, and her voice comes in, and you go, "Yeah, let's go!" And she starts harmonizing with herself and everything. Very expressive delivery, really expressive delivery. Why is it a vivid listening experience? This is an album I had on loop because I was so fascinated in it. I just couldn't work out what I felt about it at the time because it was so unique, whilst I was travelling to and from my last place of work. And it just so happened that I suppose my mental state at the time wasn't great because I wasn't having the best of times there. And I don't think I realised how tired I was as well, because I was also doing these private tuition appointments at the end of what were 8.5-hour days, sometimes longer, because there was this increasing subliminal pressure to stay behind and do more work. But So I don't think I realised how tired I was. I was going to these private tuition appointments, the weirdest routes, because I wasn't familiar with this area of London I was working with necessarily. So it was trains and buses I just didn't understand. I was letting Google Maps like take the wheel kind of thing, and I wasn't really present. I'd be sat on that Superloop 3 top deck, glazed over completely, awake, but almost, I think the people do say you dissociate. That's a thing. Yeah. But like properly doing it, it was horrible. I can look back on it now and say it was horrible. In the moment, it was almost peaceful. It was weird. I just didn't feel like I was in my body.
Takes you away from things.
And all I could hear was the music in my head. I wasn't paying attention to the traffic, the surroundings, nothing. I'd get home at 8, 9, have about an hour of peace, and then realise I need to go to bed to get ready for the next day. And it was horrible.
Yeah.
But as a result, it has made something incredibly vivid. I listened to this yesterday when I had a private tuition appointment, this song. And as I was listening to it, I've never had, and you know, it's not necessarily a good thing, but it goes to show how vivid the experience was, I suppose. I've never actually felt like I was winded whilst listening to music before. And I will keep listening to this album because it does still fascinate me, but I think I have to accept that for the rest of my life, I will feel dread whilst listening to this album. I've never had that with music before, ever. Never dread, like someone's punched me in the liver. Never had that. Really unique and powerful, clearly. I would hope that people listening to this, including you, wouldn't have such a similar association with it if you did. So I will still recommend it. But enjoy your indie pop point. Enjoy your indie pop point.
Thank you, Rate Your Music.
You've been saved. Your two best friends today, Elfi and Rate Your Music. So, this one really stumped me, your number 9. It really stumped me. That being said, I thought it was incredible. I thought it was insane, and I loved that. The stuff that was going on, what was I going to compare it to? Almost like a shoo-shoo thing. With the way that the backing was made. Like, there's these piano chords that come out of nowhere. It's like a very early Jamie Stewart project, that instrumentation. And I was going to compare it to something else, but I think that's evaded me now. It's fine. There was a man and a woman vocalist, and I've used that to try and influence my... Sorry, I've written a lot because I just couldn't figure out what the genre was either. I've used it to influence my answer, that there's a man and a woman, and I've gone in tandem with trying to make it a Chris guess. So I said Yola Tengo. Because I couldn't put my finger on it, so I put Yola Tengo. This answer has changed also about 10 different times. So I said, where'd my mind go? I don't know. I don't know. I said 1993 again. This is all just a bit of a hodgepodge, as you say. I said trip hop, industrial, anti-folk, folktronica. Who knows? It shows I don't. And I said some of your favourite lyrics. From what I gathered, from what I heard, I felt like it could be something you would take a lot of meaning from.
Thank you. For the amount of times you've struggled to guess this band.
You're joking!
It's Yola Tengo.
Yeah, let's go!
Very good. Very good. I'm very impressed. Especially because this is one of the weirder ones of theirs.
Absolutely.
So very well done. It's called Saturday. I have a feeling I know why it's called that. I'm willing to give you whatever you want for genre, because on Rate Your Music it said dream pop, and I'm not listening to this going, oh yeah, it sounds really like the Cocteau Twins. Yeah,
I've never seen a faster turnaround of friends to enemies. You and Rate Your Music like that.
That's just wrong. Like, it's dreamy, but I put indie rock as well. You have to with Yola Tengo, don't you?
Yes, of course.
The year 2000, a lot has changed, but they don't live underwater. There you go. There you go. It is favourite lyrics. You're entirely right. So I'm going to give you 3 points. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a 3.
I was close to giving you 4 there. That was dangerous.
But I'm an honest player.
Thank you.
So I would have taken it but felt guilty. I'm an honest player.
Thank you very much.
I'm an honest player.
Yeah, well, firstly, what I'll say for your sake is this is off of And Then Nothing Turned Itself Inside Out, which I think as a whole, I would probably say that it's an album where I think they do take a lot of sonic risks.
I love a risk taker.
And so I know, as much as you like that, I think it's quite likely this would be an album that you're drawn to. I think the reason it took me quite a long time to really gel with it was because I'd only heard one song off of it before listening to the whole thing, and that song was You Can Have It All, which was a cover. And it's a great cover, but it's got a very distinct vibe, which is just not at all the same on any other song on that album. So I listened to the album and went, oh, it's not like that at all. That's really weird. So it took me a very long time to get used to that, but now I have, and I like to say the proof is in the pudding when, you know, I've got listening to Saturday in the background as you're saying your answer, and my head is bobbing quite ferociously.
Yes. I wasn't sure if I had to start doing the Heimlich or something. I was getting concerned.
So yeah, favourite lyrics. I think lyrically this album, or this song rather, speaks to a point of lyricism that they touch on in quite a lot of their music. It's a point of sort of shyness and sort of struggling in a socialising and I guess the problems with that. And I suppose in that sense, I understand the title Saturday being more of a, you know, it's a day when people aren't doing anything. It might be a day that you might go to a party, maybe see people. And there's quite a lot of lyrics in this track. It feels like it's structured like a poem in a way. You sort of have these stanzas, and then you'll have almost the refrain of "Let my mind go out of tune." I think the first stanza, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's sort of to do with being at a gathering, but sort of just being the one standing by the door, not really talking to people. That one's sung by Georgia. This one, the one in the extract I gave you, which is the second one, is sung by Ira. And he says, if I can remember,
something about like getting the answers to questions before they're asked.
Yeah, he said, I kept a smile on my face for anyone looking, which potent, yeah. I tried to turn away questions before being asked, let my mind go out of tune. Yeah, they're my favourite because they speak to me as a person. I think I've spoken to you more personally about it. But something I struggle with, being very introverted, is speaking to people. I find that I have to put a lot more energy into that than I do a lot of other things. Case in point, at the gigs we do, after we come off, you know, you're dealing with loads of adrenaline, you're trying to calm down from that. But if people have liked your stuff, they want to come up to you and tell you they like it.
They do. And we want a bigger audience, Chris.
Yeah. And in those moments, I feel like I can't offer anything more to conversation than just going, oh, cool, yeah, cool, yeah, thank you, yeah.
Really liked your set. Why?
Yeah, like I just can't say anything more than that because my mind is so tired from just coming off a stage. It's dealing with the adrenaline. I don't have any energy to put into what I'm going to say. And this is sort of, it links into what Ira is saying with I try to turn away questions before being asked. That's something I do so much in my mind, is I'll play through scenarios and sort of go, how would I respond to that? What would I say in that moment? In the same way that if you were doing like a job interview, you might go through questions that you might be asked to prepare for them. It's the exact same thing. If I were to put it in terms that more extroverted people would be able to hopefully empathize with. I just get the impression, you know, largely when I listen to their music, that they are just generally quite shy people and keep to themselves, and I think that's evident in their music, and that's been a factor that's helped me come closer to their stuff. And I know that a category we've used before is an artist that's dominated our listening.
Yes, absolutely.
I would have been inclined to say Yola Tengo this year, but I also thought I haven't done that justice though, because I know I've only listened to 3 or 4 of their albums. and they've got lots of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that I could do it much more of a justice. Yeah, I think that's most of what I wanted to say. Again, I think you would quite like this album. It's off of it. There is a lot of sonic risks mixed in with a lot of quite catchy and a lot more likable tunes. It's a nice mix of stuff. And the lyricism I find I'm very drawn to. Yeah, they're great. I'm enjoying getting into them more. They weren't what I expected them to be when I first got into them, and I think that's why it took me quite a bit to get used to that.
Of course,
but they're very good. Yeah, enjoy your 3 points.
Yoda Tengo lasting into 2026 games. They're still going strong. I mean, as you say, you look at the discography. There's quite a bit. If you were planning on 100% completion, there's quite a bit.
Maybe. I mean, most of them are very highly rated. So.
Which doesn't help.
Yeah, you sort of go, well, if I've listened to this, I sort of have to listen to this as well.
Exactly.
But as I say, I'm really getting into them. So my enthusiasm to go deeper is only growing bigger. So,
good.
Yeah. On to your number 9.
Number 9.
This was a very peculiar one.
It was sparkly, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. It was sparkly. To remind myself of it by playing it. I've got to add the points for the last one. I think I got 1.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what. Well, the category's wrong because it's already gone by.
Okay.
Yeah, really wasn't sure when I started this. I'm trying to look at other guesses and who I guessed and trying to think. I can't remember. I didn't think it was Hiroshi Yoshimura is what I'm trying to say. It could very well be. I think it's quite possible. I instead guessed Telepath. I thought that was a better reflection of what I heard musically. I said that the title was called Ominous Doorways, in brackets, but in Mandarin. You can't tell me that wouldn't be a Telepath title. Come on.
He did have a period of time where it was English titles. We'll get to that, don't worry.
Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Ambient, I played it safe. I just put ambient.
Yeah.
And then 2022, no gauge again. I think initially I thought it might have come out last year. So, and then I put this as a great music of the week episode because I sort of thought, I can't remember if you used any Telepath last year. And I thought that might have been...
I don't actually think I've ever done a Telepath music of the week. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there are some artists which should have had one by now, but just haven't. It will come. It will come. It's 3 points.
Oh, thank you.
Toi. Because it is Luke Lorilla, a.k.a. Telepath. It's called that. That's what it's called. You see that there? It's called that.
That is the title.
2025. I put slush wave, new age, and ambient. This was something great released in 2025.
Great.
Do 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 do. Anyway,
I wish that we could talk about it. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do.
That's exactly
what
we're going to do. In Murphy. Anyway, so. I remember in quite an early edition of the Whiteboard Game series last year, the last Whiteboard Game series, I should say, I remember talking about, this is a year of happy music for Fred, because whatever game it was, I think I was talking about S.E. Roji in it as well, who is one of, that album is so nice. It makes me so happy. But I think in that same game, I was hyped that Telepath had released 2 projects. Like, I was just checking his Rate Your Music or whatever to navigate it, and then I saw 2 with the year 2025, and I went, or it was from Vapor Memory uploading something to YouTube and going, Telepath, I don't recognise this album art. I can since then I can now tell you he released 5 projects last year. There are another 3 I haven't listened to.
Do you have a job?
Probably not.
This might be his job, maybe.
I mean, he's made such a reputation now. when I saw that those two had been released, and I was talking about them on that Whiteboard Game, because I used a track off the other one he'd released at this time in this Whiteboard Game, which is an incredible track. I remember it. I couldn't tell you what it's called. But it's from the first album he released last year. It has like a staircase on it, I think. It looks like it's inside a house. Sort of purple. But what did I say? I said it was like, it's a year of Telepath. We're so back. I think I said, Brat's summer is over. This is Telepath 2025. We're back. And apparently we really were. I just didn't realise it because he released 5 things. This is the second one. It's got the glowing lady, I think, in a yellow dress.
Okay.
And it looks like she's superimposed on top of just, I don't know, just a field of leaves.
Interesting.
Some kind of crop or weed growing. It just fits the general Telepath aesthetic. I think his album art is increasingly liminal the more you look through it. I think that's what he tends upon. Both of these albums, the 2 I have listened to from 2025, the first 2 he released, are both so good, man. I mean, Telepath generally, I know I very infamously said no one's more telepath pilled than me, and then got a telepath question wrong in the same game. I know I've done that in the past. But I have listened to quite a bit. And I think what's cool about the 2 I've listened to so far is, whilst you may still prefer to take Seiken Seiku or any other one that's quite good, like maybe one of the 2814 projects. But you can tell in the brief hiatus he's had, polish the craft even further because it sounds amazing. Like I think from a production perspective, if you listen to these 2 albums and maybe the others in 2025, they sound so clean. Which is odd because they're still Slushwave albums. So they're still slushy.
Yeah.
But it I don't know, there's something about it that comes across like he is now, if he wasn't already master of the sound, he's even more so master of the sound now kind of thing. This is his genre almost. It's just so, look, Telepath generally is so peaceful. I think it's such a diverse catalogue. If you like Vaporwave generally as this big umbrella genre, Telepath has to be on the list. And more than one Telepath album. He does experiment. They're not all the same. Be aware, as I say every single time I mention Telepath, about the Mukayate album. That one's got that 53-minute track on it that is the same melody over and over and over and over and over again. I listened to it about 3 years ago. I can still hum it perfectly to you. 53 minutes of the same thing, just repeating. But this one's great, and it was something great released last year. And generally, I just want to celebrate the fact that Telepath was back last year. 5 albums is cool. Rate Your Music just tell me that the title of this album, which is Funny, the title of this album translates to Another Day Has Passed in a World Without You, which is funny, isn't it? That's funny. That makes you laugh.
That's a funny title.
I did listen to this whilst walking along that river path in Guildford on a particular day. So now it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm giggling.
Anyway, juicy 3 points. Long may Telepath show up in this game. I love him. Maybe it's time to take the plunge and waste my time and re-listen to Telepath albums. There are enough, so maybe it's time.
It would keep you busy.
Some of them especially, yes. Some of them especially. Your last hurdle, the final frontier.
Yeah.
On the Chris end. I thought this was one of your boys, one of your big boys.
One of my boys. I don't know him.
I mean, I think we've spoken about it before that he has got quite a unique voice. Once you've heard it once, you can kind of gauge it. But we have spoken about how there are a stream of rappers following him that have been inspired by and also do sound like him. And so I am on dangerous territory. I could have put the wrong person, but we'll see. At this point, I don't know what topics have come and gone. for categories. I said it was Earl Sweatshirt. I said it was called End of the Day. I said 2022. I said experimental hip hop or conscious hip hop. I see Rate Your Music use that sometimes. I said it was one of your favourite songs heard from last year. I've spelt year wrong, which is good. Can't remember if that was one that's been used, but here we are.
Okay. I will give you... I'll give you 3 points.
Oh, thank you.
It is Earl Sweatshirt.
Good.
Title of the track is called Exhaust.
Exhaust?
I don't think he uses that in
yeah, but he likes that,
song.
doesn't he? He likes that.
Definitely. Abstract hip hop is the main one.
Cool. Yeah.
Came out in 2025. I would say this is my favourite 2025 album.
It's Defeated Geese.
Yeah, I mean, I like the new Geese album, but do you know? Oh, Sweatshirt is my guy. You know,
he is your guy. He absolutely is your guy.
I adore his stuff. And I think what made me love it so much more was just that I think he'd had a string of releases that just didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Well, I was mainly Sick.
Yeah, I remember there being disappointment about this release.
But in 2022, I think, maybe 2021. And it was just, it felt like he didn't really know what he wanted to do musically. He had a collaboration album with The Alchemist, which was cool, called Voyadir, and there were definitely some tracks off of that I really like. But I think the thing that I always associate with Alchemist production, especially nowadays, is it's very clean. He has a large emphasis on the sound being clean. And the stuff of Earl's that I love the most is the stuff that's not clean. It's the stuff that's fuzzy. It's a bit lo-fi. Some rap songs being the best example. And I heard, I've said all this before, so I'm not going to go deep on it. But I really like this release, and I thought it was a return to form for him. I think a lot of people do agree.
Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah.
The production, it's not all... I think on some rap songs, most of it was from him. He had some that other people produced. I don't think he produced anything on his new album. But he's working a lot more closely with certain producers, and there's one of them called Black Noise, who I know does the backing tracks for his live shows. He did some really nice live shows for his new album, Live, Laugh, Love, where I'm pretty sure it might have been... Did he perform at Clamp Flognor, if that was on this year? I can't remember. He did some live shows, basically, and essentially he got I'm not sure if it was his family or some very close friends, but the stage was set up like a picnic, and he got family and friends to be on stage whilst he was rapping, and that was very sweet.
That's
very,
a cool
very
idea.
genuine.
I like that.
Especially because I feel like a lot of this new album is appreciation for family. Also, he's sort of starting his own family. He's got a son. He's got
Congratulations.
I think he's got a wife. I think they married. Or so that's a chapter of his life that he's delving into. Gone are the days of the young chap releasing Doris.
Yes.
It's. I think quite a lot of people say that as well. It's quite amazing to see how much he's grown.
Yes.
Through as a person through his own artistic output. I generally find it to be quite a consistent album. The beats are great. Earl's always on. I feel like no matter what the project is, Earl is on form lyrically. All times there's always going to be a lyric there which you pick and go, oh, that's crazy.
Yes.
And then you listen to the same song 20, 30 times.
And there's a different one.
And there's a different one that you suss out, There's so much stuff that's embedded in his songs. In terms of this specific song, it's the outro track. I think the beat has that vibe. It's got outro track vibes. It's sort of quite bittersweet feel in a way. And the section that I used is the very last things he says on the album, which are no amount of sugar is going to help with the taste. And I think he's generally speaking about life, and I mean it's well documented. He's had a lot of mental health struggles, and some rap songs is a great reflection of that, I think. And the very last thing he says, at the end of the day, it's really just you and whatever you think. I may have made you strength, but think and strength being rhyming couplets because he's saying thank because he's American.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably the most potent moment on this album because you think, this person's come from someone to make albums as depressing as some rap songs and I don't like stuff. I don't go outside as well. Albums as depressing as those. And the final lyrics on this one, at the end of the day, it's really just you and whatever you think. It's him sort of acknowledging that, what my mentality is really what I just sort of perceive from what's in front of me.
You think he's made peace with it?
Yeah, I think he has, yeah. And he's sort of saying, I'm able to... don't get me wrong, I think he's found the vices to help him with that. He has a wife, for example. I'd say that probably helps with it. But he acknowledges that and makes peace with it, and I think that's well reflected in this song. I'm not going to speak too much more. I don't have too much more to say. It was my favourite album that came out last year. It's not a long one to listen to as well, so you can sort of, you can shoehorn it into most...
Not even half an hour.
Most listens, which is nice. So yeah, there you go.
Something, the more things change, the more they stay the same, which is the lyric the wrong way round. Years past, Earl Sweatshirt still top. For on the Chris London tree.
He is. That may some rap songs may forever be my favourite album of all time.
Nothing wrong with that.
We'll see if I listen to anything I think is better. But.
When we get to maybe Idiot Twins' third or fourth release, you might need to rejig some things, but that's fine. Yeah.
Your final one.
The final hurdle.
I'll copy it. Here we go.
He forfeits an answer. It's a donut.
So, no. Stop the press. Stop the press.
Stop the count.
I won this game by a lot. Let the record show I did. I believe...
Don't let that crooked Fred get away with this. Sleepy Fred.
Sleepy Fred. I did assume that you would use some element of Men at Work, Colin Hay extract. I assume that this is the one. I haven't guessed Men at Work because it felt like it could be a solo Colin Hay song.
Yeah.
I've just got past the lyric that I was going to mention. Yeah, I could sense it was a Colin Hay one when he says, "Where a man can be free, or a woman if you are one."
Yes,
that feels like a very Colin Hay lyric.
Yes.
Swimming in the Sea. I thought maybe it might have been called. He says that. I put a folk. I hope that's broad enough.
Absolutely.
2003. I don't really know when his solo years are. Maybe a bit earlier than this, but we'll see. And you spoke last time about seeing him live, so I thought this might have been the best thing you saw live.
4 points.
Ooh.
4 points. It is Colin Hay.
Thank
the
you.
only thing you've got wrong is that it's called Beautiful World.
Oh.
From 2001. Very good year. Lots of good things happened in 2001. Lots of good things.
You were born in 2001?
Yeah. Which almost ruins it. But, a lot of other good things happened, so it's fine. I just put folk, so it definitely is broad enough. And it is one of the best things I saw live. It was a toss-up between this and something I'll use in another game, which I have spoken about, so I'm not afraid of saying it again, because I still think I can catch you out with it.
Okay.
When I went to see someone called Martin Stevenson with my father.
Yes.
But I was looking at the game and I thought, if I don't, in a 2025 summary game, include some kind of Men at Work thing, I haven't done it justice. I'm looking back at the music highlights of Men at Work have to feature, which means I will very briefly apologise to the likes of Malay Nicole, Takeshi Abo, and S.E. Roji. I'll put him in there as well. Other highlights that didn't make it, I'm sorry. Chris would have been too easy. I'm sorry. I say that. Chris has got 4 points on Colin Hay. Colin Hay, it was a really good show. The Union Chapel venue in Islington is also beautiful, which helps. I think this is the trendsetter for churches doing gigs in London, at least. I think when I first met this guy that I'm talking about, this church gig with. The way he put it was, everyone wants to be Union Chapel. Union Chapel started it. Everyone's trying his best to be Union Chapel because it does fill out as well. You go in there, it is gorgeous because it's a lovely church. Colin Hay you couldn't tell that if you close your eyes, you couldn't tell he's as old as he is. Live, he is still an unbelievable musician, vocally as well. That's the most impressive thing when you get to an older age and you still sound the same.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's remarkable. Colin, you ask what are his years as a solo artist. I don't even know, man, because he's released so many solo projects. This is off the best album he made as a solo artist, which is Going Somewhere. It's also got, this is quite popular, it's also got the very, very popular Waiting for My Real Life to Begin, which is quite an emotive one. He said that not too long ago when he was playing, he said that someone had reached out to him at one of the gigs and thanked him for the song because they'd only just used it as their first dance or whatever.
Oh, that's nice.
And for him, it was a bit of a moment like, God, is my music that powerful kind of thing.
Yeah.
I did tell you this last time. There was a strange bit of bitterness in him at times, which I didn't like. The main moment being when he said, and I'm always been optimistic. So when Men and Work broke up, I thought, I can still do it. And so I kept writing all these songs, released all these solo projects. And every single time I wrote a good song, I thought, this could be number one. This could be number one. I remember talking to, because I had lawyers at this time, because I felt that's something I needed. And I showed him whichever song he was about to play. I showed it to him and he said, Colin, this is going straight to number one. And then it didn't. And then the next time I saw him, he went, Colin, artists, they have peaks and troughs. You're in a trough right now. And then he proceeds to say, and so, I kept doing it, just kept trying, kept being optimistic. And, I stand here now and I ask myself, that life with Men at Work, all that money, all that fame, now playing to a London crowd in Union Chapel, is it worth it? Is it the same? Is it the same? And the answer, of course, is no, it's not the same. And people laughed at that. But as an independent musician, I sat there and just went, oh.
Very easily come across the wrong way.
Oh, so you're telling me I'll just never get it unless I'm on an international sort of fame level kind of thing. Cheers. Thanks. Taking drugs, taking drinks, all of this.
Woo. Yeah.
That's what
That's
I want.
a life for me.
I would like the life just without the drink and drugs bit, the rest of it doesn't bother me, but I'm not going to cry about it unless Colin Hay keeps telling me my life sucks without it. So, but other than that, he was incredible. I do think that his solo stuff is much better live.
Okay.
I find it in comparison to the Men at Work stuff, sorry, Colin, a bit dull. And I think, I know you said it's a very Colin Hay lyric, where a man can be free, whatever he says, or a woman if you are one. And it's a bit of a laugh. But I think it's kind of like the Sun Kill Moon thing, where I listen to the Men at Work albums or the early Sun Kill Moon albums, and I think the poetry here is incredible. Your lyricism is amazing. It's witty, it's clever, it's amusing, but it's also so poignant when it needs to be. But then I compare it to later Sun Kill Moon or some solo Colin Hay stuff, and I think, where'd it go? Why are we just kind of telling like personal anecdotes now? It doesn't really work as well for me. But I get why some people like that, because maybe it's easier to connect to them. I don't know. But he's still maybe one of my quickest ever goats. It didn't take long, but he's up there for me now. Yeah. He's up there for me. Love the guy, even if he is a bitter old man. But that is a big 4 points for you at the end. Congratulations. Nice to observe that the 1 5-pointer today was Elfi at the end. I think that's lovely.
Yeah, that's eloquent.
So that wraps up the game. There's nothing more to do. I'm lying. We haven't done our scores. What would be the point of keeping all those scores if we don't add them up at the end?
It is a game, after all. It has to be a winner.
Then you get the awkward silence of us trying to do maths as grown men.
Grown men can do maths, especially if they're accountants.
Are you an accountant?
No.
Me neither.
I have the A-levels for it, though.
Yeah, you do. I think
maybe not the other qualifications, but
you're not heartless enough. Yeah, cool. I think this might be quite close.
I think so. Yeah.
We'll see. 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Oh,
it was pretty close.
I thought you had that.
Oh no, I was not convinced. I had a lot of 1 and 2 pointers.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I think I get blinded by a 5-pointer. I see someone get a 5-pointer and I go, they've won. There's no way. I got 28.5.
I got 26.5.
Very well played, Chris.
Yeah,
very well played, Chris.
Great game.
What a lovely way to bring in not just 2026, but Series 3
Absolutely.
of the Whiteboard Game.
Isn't that crazy? Who'd have thought? Eh?
Who'd have thought? Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Nothing.
Please, well, actually, before I say that, thank you for listening if you are. Thank you for listening.
Big up to yourself.
Even if you're just joining now, we're happy to have you. We're more than happy to have you. Please listen to some more. Listen to our music. That's our main thing. We make music, guys. Listen to the songs. Let us know what you think. Add them to all your playlists. Come meet us in person. We do gigs. Check us out on social media. Come to one of our shows. We'll give you a hug if you're not weird. I think that's a fair compromise. I think.
Yeah. I've hugged weird people before, but I think if they're new weird people...
That's it. If they're new weird. I think there's like healthy weird and you learn that someone's healthy weird. But if I haven't learned that you're healthy weird yet and you're just being weird, I might hesitate. That's all. Don't be offended, especially if you're weird, because if you get offended and you're weird, you might be like a violent weird person. so please don't do that. But do I have anything else to add? Have I anything? Yeah, look up for church gigs. Look up for new music.
Ooh.
Closing statements?
See you next time.
That's a good one. That is a good one. That's a banger. That is a banger. Says what it needs to.
Please watch the rest of them. We will be doing a whole series.
Yeah. Probably at least 3 after that, I would imagine.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you're going to be, if this is your first time, starting with Series 3, your first episode you've ever listened to, you're going to be let into some cultish rituals now. This is how we end every episode. We look at each other and we say, well, there's not actually anything else to say, is there?
No, I wouldn't say so.
No, I wouldn't say so. Apart from...
Whiteboard game.